So some of the key concepts that we went over in chapter 2 include displacement and velocity and acceleration and how those work in terms of graphs and such. So we're going to start off here with the triangle x is the change in motion, which we consider displacement, so how much an object has moved in time. And we can use formulas just like this one here, where velocity equals the change in position over the change in time to give us, again, velocity, or we can kind of like mess around with that equation to find what the change in time in motion would be by doing velocity times the change in time, or we can find also the change in velocity by doing acceleration times the change in time. So we can see how displacement is really important for us to be able to find other factors, and so we can just solve some of these problems. And moving on downwards, how this applies in terms of graphs. I'm not going to do graphs in this concept chapter, but I mean, I'm sure I will solve problems that have to do with this. And acceleration is the slope of velocity and time. And if you graph that, you're able to see by based on the slope can sometimes be like 2/1, and that means that the acceleration is 2 seconds, 2 meters per second squared. And basically when it's graphed, it's really helpful to be able to see that visual of acceleration and how it has to do with velocity and time. Now for constant acceleration here, these are the formulas that we have so we can solve constant acceleration. So it's v of t, of time, is VOT plus AT. And we have here that VO is equal to our starting point. And next, we also have x of t equals xot plus vot times 1/2 at squared. That's basically the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem, and it can help us solve some of these problems. Now, formulas for no acceleration, when the acceleration is 0, we would have x of t equals xo plus vot, which is the starting point. And now also we have v of t equals that starting point, which would give us the value of t of time. So down here, again, it helps to better explain that velocity is the rate of change of position, and that's the change of the position over the change of time, and acceleration is the change in the rate of velocity. So A equals the change in velocity over the change in time. These are just some of the key concepts of this chapter.